what is the gift of discernment? What is it? Well, ever since when I was a little girl, I used to think I was crazy. I used to think I was cursed. I used to think that, and I also used to pray to God. I was like, take this away from me. I don't know what's wrong with me. People will think I'm crazy. People are looking at me like I am this villain. People are looking at me like I'm stupid. People are calling me crazy. People are just looking at me weird. People are not taking me as a human being. People ignore what I do say, and it ends up being true. I always feel like this heavy weight in my body every single time I'm around people. I know when stuff is just about to happen. I get these crazy deja vu dreams. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I always feel sick whenever I know something bad is about to happen, or when something does happen that is bad. And I just feel shaky. Like, take this away. I don't know why I'm feeling like this. I just want to be normal. Like, why? Like, what is going on? I've had that talk with God. I've been feeling this way ever since I was a little girl. Ever since I had the realization that I was alive, that I was a human being. I was so shook, and I was so afraid of myself. I'm just like, am I normal? Like, what's going on with me? And it's something like, I thought I needed help. People labeled me as crazy. People just put me on this low pedestal, and they made fun of me for it. They just completely ignored me. And whenever it came out true, they still ignored me. They still talked down on me. They still bashed me. And then they blamed me for speaking the truth that I warned them about in the past. They blame me for it. Well, you guys, what is discernment? What is the gift of discernment? It is a process by which God helps an individual reach the best decision. Discovering God's actions in our lives, learning to read the signals of times, place where prayer and action meet, a way of sifting through our desires and passions. You guys, I remember back, this was when I first started figuring out that, like, I just hit identity crisis. I was going through a lot. It was just the beginning of my sophomore year. I was going through a lot. My mind was heavy. My heart was heavy. I hated myself. I just felt like whatever life hit me with during that time, I was very uncomfortable. I didn't feel safe. I was just very out of control. I was very emotional, and I was just trying to figure out who I was. Going through that time, another storm hits me. I remember, you guys, after basketball practice, after open gym, I go home. I feel very tired. I feel very sick. I feel very just shooketh. Like, I just feel very shaken. I feel very sensitive. Like, my spirit was feeling sensitive with everything that was hitting towards me. I just felt very weak. And whenever I feel this type of way, I know something bad is about to happen. Whenever it's like my spirit is about to tell me, like, yo, like, it's telling me, like, yo, Nala, something bad is about to happen. Like, be aware. Like, just be aware for it. Just be prepared for it. Be careful. I'm getting this weird feeling in my intuition. And that night, I'm waking up in the middle of the night. I'm going to sleep, waking up. Oh, the emotions hitting me again. I'm going to sleep. I'm waking up in the middle of the night. I'm crying for no reason. I'm just my spirit is like shaking. Like I feel something bad is about to happen. I remember I kept on waking up. I think this is my 7th time waking up out of my sleep in the middle of the night, probably like 3 o'clock at night. I finally go back to sleep, you guys, and I remember I had this dream. I had this dream. In this dream, it was my grandma. And boy, I'm just like, that's weird. Why am I having a dream about my grandma? Like, I usually have, dreams. I usually have random dreams that have meanings towards them, or I just have a dream to have a goddamn dream. Like, I'm having a dream. I see my grandma. In this location, it's like, it's in this white room, and I didn't realize it was a hospital until towards the end of my dream. I'm having this dream, and so my grandma, she's laying down on this white bed, and there's this door in between us. I'm right here, I'm on one side, she's on this side. She's in like this room, I'm on the outside, I'm behind the door. I'm trying to get into the room, I'm trying to get to her. And I remember outside of this room, it was like this window. It was like faded like I'm trying my hardest to see through this window right next to the door. And I'm banging on the door. I'm asking for help. I'm screaming, I'm shouting. I'm like, I need help. Like, I'm looking at my grandma, and it's just like, it felt like seconds. Like, it felt like seconds in the dream. Like, it felt like time was just speeding up and speeding up and speeding up. But then, like, it would speed up and then it would slow down. Like, and my grandma, like, she can't hear anything. She can't hear nobody. Like, she can't say anything, but she's just looking at me. She's looking at me. And she's looking at me. She's looking at me while I'm by the window. I'm banging on the door. I'm like, I'm yelling for help. I'm yelling for like a doctor. I'm yelling for something. And I'm freaking out. Like, I'm having a panic attack. I'm freaking out in this dream. I'm banging on the door. This door is like metal or something. Like, I cannot break into this door to get to her. While I'm watching, while my grandma, she's just laying down. She's looking at me, and I keep on banging. It's like minutes go by. I'm banging. Then she looks up at the wall. Like, she's looking up, right? And I'm trying to get her attention. I'm like, she's no longer looking at me. I'm trying to get her attention. I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm freaking out. I'm crying in this dream. I'm freaking out. I'm out of breath. And she's just looking up and up. And she's looking up and looking up. Like, she's laying down on the bed and her head's just faced up. And, I don't see her moving anymore. I don't see her moving. I don't see her breathing. It was like her breathing is going down slower and slower and slower. And I'm still freaking out. I'm still over here. Like, I'm trying to, help her. I'm trying to save her. While she's still looking up, I feel something pulling me away from her. I'm still trying to open this door. I'm trying to get to her. She's just on the bed, laying down, just looking up. And I'm over here, I'm banging on the door, and that window that I was looking at her in, it was like curtains. Like, it just went blank. It went black. It went pitch dark blank. And it was like these spirits, like, it was like these demons trying to pull me away from the door, trying to grab me away. and I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm like, yeah, it was bad. So all this happening, it's pitch dark. And while I'm asleep, you guys, it felt so real. It was like one of those dreams that felt so real. When I was having this dream, like, you know, it was like one of those dreams I didn't know was a dream. Like, it felt so real. I'm in my sleep, and I remember, boom, sleep paralysis hit me. Boys! Before I learned how to, before I started sleeping with prayer music and scriptures, like on YouTube, before I started going to sleep with that in the background, while I'm going to sleep, like, before I learned to, like, this was before I knew how to keep that away, how to prevent that from happening. I'm sleep, and y'all know when you're in sleep paralysis, you can't move. I feel like I was going through a spiritual attack. You can't move. You're stuck. And I feel this heavy pain on my chest. And it's getting worse. And I feel like I can't breathe. You guys, my eyes are open. I'm up now. I'm up. But when you're it seemed like I was up, but apparently you're asleep. But y'all, I see my room. I'm just looking at the wall, and I'm trying to move, but I cannot move. Like, you're paralyzed. That's basically how it feels. But you're paralyzed in your sleep. So I'm over here, like, I feel these spirits, or like I just feel these demons. It was something. I feel whatever they're trying to get out of me. They're trying to get into my body. They're trying to attack me. They're trying to beat me up, put me down. And I'm just getting beat on. Like, I feel like they're just hitting me. They're crashing. Like, they're crashing out. Like, they're trying to destroy me. And, you know, when you're in this mode of sleep paralysis, you just feel like, you know, it hurts. It's like you're tied up or taped to a chair, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's like somebody's constantly just hitting you, punching you in the face, pulling your feet while you're on the bed. Like, I feel like I'm just getting attacked. I felt like I was, like, dying. Like, it was so bad. I'm over here. I don't know what happened. It goes automatically pitch dark. I guess I fall asleep. I don't know what happened, but that dream occurs, right? I have school the next morning. I wake up, right? It's 5 minutes until my bus gets here, so I'm rushing and stuff like that. I try to get out of the bed. I automatically trip and fall. My body felt so weak. I felt like I just got jumped. Like, it was so bad. So bad. And I remember when I first told my parents, like, about sleep paralysis, and they was like, oh, that's fake. Oh, that's not real. Oh. Like, it was crazy. It was so crazy. I felt like I was getting beaten. Like, I felt like, I'm going to say it again, I was attacked. And back then, younger me, I'm 18 now. I just graduated. But sophomore me back then, I was so confused. I thought I was crazy. I didn't know what sleep paralysis was yet. I didn't know what spiritual warfare was. I didn't know any of that. So I'm crying. I'm stressed out, you know. I couldn't even really think about it. Because, you know, I had to hurry up and go to school before my parents would get mad. Like, why you missed the bus? Da-da-da-da. I remember going to school that day. I felt like I was being watched. I'm seeing shadows. Like, I'm going crazy. I've been going through this for years. I ain't telling nobody. I was so scared. So shooken up. Because I'm just like, I just don't know what's going on with me. I thought I was crazy. So, you know, I'm going to school. I was the type of girl during this time. I would go to school, and like during lunchtime, I would go in the school bathroom stalls and just cry my eyes out during lunch. I didn't want to be around nobody. Like, y'all, I was going through this I was going through this storm, and it was like, it just felt like it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So, you guys, also during this, I go home after school, and after basketball practice, I'm going home. My aunt calls me, and she was like, "Hey Nala, like, you guys might be able to come down to Kansas City." I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Like, y'all might have to come down here soon. Grandma's not doing well. She told me that the day after, the afternoon after I had that dream last night. I automatically was like, oh, what the it's not even funny. I was so scared. I don't know what it was, but y'all, when she told me that, I didn't even tell her about the dream. I automatically, like, I was like, okay, like, I didn't even tell her what happened. I just shut my mouth. It was quiet for a few minutes. I hung up the phone, and I was crying, because I thought, I don't know what it was, but I felt guilty. All this stuff is coming into reality. All the stuff is happening in reality. I just had a dream about my grandma dying. And I get a phone call from my family member the night after that dream, after that school day. Like, the next day, I get a phone call saying that she might pass away. I don't know why I felt guilty. This is why I tell you guys to listen to your dreams. Dreams could be hidden messages, warnings. Dreams can save your life. I was shaking. This was when I lived in Utah. And you guys, during this time, I've always lived thousands and thousands of miles away from my family. So I haven't even seen my grandma in the past 3 years during that time. So just to have a random dream about her out the blue, I knew something was up. I had that dream, and I was so scared to say something because I thought people was going to call me crazy. I was scared to be judged. I was scared. I was just scared. I was shook. I didn't know, like, I was shook. I was speechless. Like, and I also believe of the power of the tongue. I didn't want to tell people my dream that I had because I felt like if, I told people, I brought it out into this world, that, it would happen, that it would, like, manifest. Like, and of course, I wouldn't want that to happen. So I had all this, the dream, like, I had all these emotions in my mind just building up. And watching it break down in the real world, in real life, in real time, was so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. I automatically, like I said, I felt guilty. I felt like I had something to do with it. Even though I live thousands of miles away, I haven't seen her in 3 years. I felt so guilty. I felt so crazy. I'm praying, I'm asking God, like, what is wrong with me? I'm like, I just felt so guilty. I don't know why. I felt crazy, you guys. I felt crazy. So, a couple days go by. Haven't heard from my auntie. My my dad, of course, family, they're calling my parents, they're telling them what's going on. And I'm over here, I'm still quiet. I haven't said a word. I'm such in shock. I'm in shock. I'm 15 years old and I'm going through this, and I was young. I didn't know what was going on. So Thursday, I remember, I'm not even going to say the date. I remember the day like yesterday. I come home from school, and during these days, you guys, I've tried my hardest to distract myself. I had basketball practice. I had my AP classes. I was just trying to distract myself. I was so much into my head. I was just trying to ignore everything because I kept on feeling like I was crazy. I'm on a trampoline after school with my siblings. I'm trying to, I'm the oldest sister. I'm trying to spend time with them, trying, check in on them, having fun. I'm on the trampoline. I'm jumping down. My dad, he comes down, and he was like, we gotta go to Kansas City. We gotta go back home. Your grandma just passed away. Sorry, guys. It's the garbage truck driver. When he said that, my soul automatically, I felt like it left my body. My face, I didn't even show no reaction. I think this all just hit a toll on me at once, and I'm just like I was in shock. I was so in shock. I had the dream. I had this crazy dream about her about 48 hours ago. I get this call from my auntie, and now my dad's telling me this. And I'm just like, what in the world? So I say about 2.5 weeks pass by. We drive down there. We go to her funeral, say hi to family, meet family. Haven't seen them in almost 3 years. I finally go see my grandma in that casket. And it's so weird because when you go to a funeral and you go see that loved one or whoever, you go to that casket and you see that body. And when you see that body, it's like there's nothing. It's like they're not there anymore. It's like that whole body is empty. It's that weird, when you walk up there and that weird feeling in your body, you feel it, you just look in the casket and you're just like, that's not them. It's just like, that's not them. You could feel that. You could feel their soul being somewhere else around this world. You could feel that their soul is not within them anymore. It's just nothing. It's so crazy and so weird. yeah. To anybody watching this video, the gift of discernment, that gift that God has given you, it's special. Or to whatever God, whatever religion you believe in, if you have the gift of discernment, you know. You know. Use it. Don't ignore it. Do not ignore it. You are not crazy. Do not feel guilty. Don't feel crazy. Don't feel stupid. Don't feel like you're a witch. Just, you're not crazy. Don't ignore them dreams, them signs. Don't ignore how you're feeling. After the whole funeral and just grieving and that whole experience, it ate me up for a couple months. Because yes, this is life. This is life. I'm not in control of that. I'm not in control of who leaves, who doesn't leave. That's, I'm not in control of that. But just don't feel crazy. I felt guilty for not telling anybody. But I just want you to know that you're not crazy. You are not crazy. I hope this story, this video reaches out to people who've been through something like this. Yeah, guys. The gift of discernment is scary at first when you don't know how to use it, when you don't know what it is, when you don't know the power that it holds. But once you tap in with God and you really just know and educate yourself on it, you guys, I used to beg God when I was a little girl, right? Back then, I used to beg him to take it away from me. But now, I'm so thankful and blessed and happy to know that I have it. I have it. And you never know who else could have it. Because I remember having this talk with my other grandma on my mom's side. And I used to talk to her about sleep paralysis. This was before I even know what sleep paralysis was. And I'm telling her my symptoms, my signs, like me struggling at night with the whole, I feel like I'm awake but I can't move. Just demons attacking me, like spiritual warfare. And that's when she told me, I went through the same thing. I have the same thing. And when my grandma told me that, I automatically started crying because I'm just like, this whole time I thought I was crazy. But deep down, other people experience it. You just got to be brave enough to talk about it. And that's what this whole video was about. Now, I never ignore how I'm feeling around anybody. You guys, I could walk into a room and I could tell who's struggling, who doesn't like themselves, who hates me, who loves me, who's bad energy, who's great energy. I could tell who's fake, who's not fake. I could feel energy so well. So well. I could recognize it so well because I've learned not to ignore it, to educate myself on it, and to be proud of it. Be proud of it. It bothered me for the longest as a little kid, and now I love it. I love it. Is it overwhelming at times? Heck yeah, it is, because sometimes you really don't know why you feel a certain way. But once you realize, and once it all just comes down and you figure out why you felt like that, it all makes sense towards the end. Always. Always. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hi. I'm Nala, you guys. If you guys want more videos like this, more story times, or if you just love, listen, I'm Nala. I'm a beginner YouTuber. We hit 400 subscribers. I'm so happy and thankful. And I really hope this video reaches out to the right audience. And I hope it helps a lot of people. I want to see other people who also have the gift of discernment, or just have similar life experiences just like this. I love you. I'm proud of you. You're different for a reason. You have that for a reason. Use it. I love you so much. Bless you. Mwah. And until next time. Bye-bye.